welcome to the regularly scheduled February 13th Valley View School Board meeting. We ask that you silence your cell phones, rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Member Baduras. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Vice President Zach, a board affirmation statement, please.
Our mission is to empower every learner to be college, career, and life ready, and to develop, grow, and achieve as a productive citizen.
Yes, sir. I'm asking the board to approve the agenda as presented.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Ms. Kinder, consent agenda.
Okay, under consent, we have 2 items for approval this evening. 5.1, board meeting minutes, February 6, 2023, and 5.2, executive session meeting minutes from February 6, 2023.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Member Baduras?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Audience participation. Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to address the board this evening? Seeing none, hearing none. Moving down the agenda. Student due process. Action item number 7.
Yes, action report 7.1, seeking the board's approval on student due process cases A through J as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Member Baduras?
Yes.
Member Campbell?
Yes.
Member Perro?
Yes.
Secretary Sikora?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Legal services report.
No report tonight.
Any old business before the board this evening? Hearing none, seeing none. New business before the board. We have 10.1, resolution of censure of board member Leonel Venegas. Madam Secretary, please read the resolution.
Whereas Leonel Venegas was duly elected by the residents as a board member of the Valley View Community Unit School District 365U, and whereas the official duties of a school board are outlined in the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, the Illinois Election Code, Illinois School Code, the official oath of office, board policy, and IASB's Code of Conduct for members of the school board. And whereas the official oath of office emphasizes that a board member has no legal authority as an individual and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting. The official oath of office requires that the board member work together with the district superintendent to lead the school district toward fulfilling the vision of the board has created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills, knowledge, citizenship, and personal development. And whereas board member Leonel Venegas has displayed unacceptable behavior, such as being aggressive towards staff and board members and threatening employees' positions, and whereas board member Leonel Venegas has violated Section 7 of the Code of Conduct for members of the school board by missing more than half of the board meetings during the 22-23 school year. And now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Education of the Valley View Communities Unit School District 365U as follows. Section 1, that the foregoing recitals are hereby incorporated by reference as though fully restated herein. Section 2, regrettably, this board finds that Leonel Venegas has A, not acted in accordance with the official duties, oath of office, and board policies that this board find necessary and essential for the elected office of the district board member. B, board member Venegas' actions do not reflect the opinions and aspirations of the Valley View Community School Unit District 365U board and administration. C, otherwise acted in a manner which undermined and hindered the efficient operation of the district. Section 3, the board member Leonel Venegas is hereby censured for his conduct as set forth in the above recitals. Section 4, that this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, roll call vote would be in order.
Member Peril,
Yes. Yes.
Member Campbell,
Yes.
Member Venegas,
No.
Member Badouris,
Yes.
Secretary Sikora,
Yes.
Vice President Zach,
Yes.
and President Quigley.
Yes. That resolution is adopted. Association Federation reports, AFT. Valley View, did you say no report? Pardon me?
Not for AFT.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Valley View Council? Got it. Please proceed.
Good evening, Superintendent Kinder, senior leadership, and members of the board. My message tonight is one of a different tone than you typically hear from me. I would consider my speeches that I stand up here and give to be one of a cautious nature, if you will. I have shared with you on many occasions how privileged I feel to be the leader of this membership and to be able to stand up here and speak to you about the work we do. I share with you my council's successes. I celebrate them with you all. I share laughs about our highs and tears about our lows. I hint at items that I want to draw your attention to, and I've shown you just how serious I take my leadership role. I point this out because I don't take my speeches lightly, and I work very hard to try and capture my membership's thoughts and feelings as if they were telling you themselves. Tonight, though, I'm going to be very blunt, and I'm going to call on this board for action, and I'm going to ask you for a response to what I have to say, so I hope that you are listening attentively tonight. What I just saw here tonight is a public resolution to censure a sitting board member. To those watching, confusion might be setting in on this topic, on the real reason why this board meeting was called, and understandably so. But to me, it's very clear. What this censure tells me is that you all are admitting that behaviors are egregious enough to warrant a censure. But this is not due to one instance, and you and I both know that. This is a censure that has been issued due to a pattern of how one has misused power and the repetitive behavior that has occurred with a sitting board member. I wonder, has this board thought about the fact that a censure would have been more appropriate to issue if there was one isolated situation that we were talking about versus a pattern of behavior that has been occurring for over a year that led you to this path? Why are you just now at a point of censure versus taking stronger action? While I may not know every single detail that you all know, I do know that we have lost staff members, coaches, and all in all good people in this district due to the way that one of your own has treated my members. I know that my members have been approached in public places in our community and told details about situations that have never should have been stated. I know that my members have been approached on school grounds in front of students, colleagues, and parents, and addressed in ways in which the average person could have easily called the police to get an individual removed. When statements are made that represent you as an individual with power, such as, and I quote, "Do you know who I am?" on multiple occasions, thinking that one individual's child should be treated differently than their classmates or teammates is disgraceful. Thinking that you have the authority to tell a teacher or coach what a child is going to do or not do, I think not. What an awful representation of a board member. I find those statements and interactions that have occurred just daunting and a terrible example in the eyes of the community, my membership, and our students in Valley View. You all are elected representatives of our communities. You take oaths that are clearly defined parameters around unison and how you can perform as a board. You do not get to act as an individual and represent the board for your own personal gains, and that includes matters involving around your children, whether it be in the classroom, on a court, a field, or any stage. None of you are above following the rules and policies in which you sit up here and enact. None of you. When I was alerted to events that occurred this past October, I asked for acknowledgement and an apology for what my members dealt with, and what I received back was appalling. A letter from a third party telling me that my members that were involved and myself interpreted the actions of one wrong? I think not. I didn't misinterpret anything. At that point, I could have taken a very different approach, but I trusted you all as a whole to do the right thing. And here we are 4 months later, and nothing has changed. In fact, I think the pattern of behavior has gotten worse, in my opinion. This board must publicly address the chronic misuse of power and violations that have been enacted by one of your own sitting board members. What you did here tonight with your censure is not enough. I am aware that a no trespassing letter has also been served to one of your own sitting board members, and that they even had the option to appeal the letter this evening, in which they have chosen not to do. Why? I don't know. But the only thing that makes sense to me is the feeling of guilt must be setting in. I ask, how can we even issue a letter of no trespassing but make exceptions to an individual to attend these meetings? How do you think that looks to the public and to my members? A board member who can't be on VVSD property, can't communicate directly with my members unless they go through building administration, but they can attend these meetings? We talk about privilege often here on our journey of equity here in Valley View, yet here we are witnessing privilege right before our eyes. I want to make it very clear to this board and anyone who may sit up here in the future on this board that the Valley View Council will not sit back and allow this type of behavior not to be called out. You will not treat my members this way. My members deserve to have an administration and a board of education that has the best interest at heart and always does what is right for students and staff. As the president of this council, I am calling on you to publicly act. Removal or a resignation from this board is the only resolution that would remedy the situation. You owe it to all stakeholders to bring this resolution to transparently discuss where each of you stand tonight. So my final question for you is, do you support the censure that you have enacted here tonight or the removal of Mr. Leo Venegas?
Thank you for your comments.
I would like to say something. First off, on behalf of myself and the board, I would like to apologize for the behavior of one of our own and our lack of action to defend and protect you. As the child of a mother and father who were teachers, coaches, and the athletic director at Romeoville High School, I cannot express enough how upsetting this has been for me to sit back and watch the process regress into where we are today. I can remember when I was a kid overhearing the phone calls of parents being verbally abusive and aggressive with my parents, some even making idle threats about their jobs, like they actually had the ability to affect my parents' livelihood. Almost identical to how one of the Valley View School Board's very own has done on multiple occasions in the last year. I'm not sure if anyone here realizes how difficult this is for me to speak out about this, because in reality, the proximity of Mr. Venegas' home is closer to my own home than he and I sit on this dais. I hope he understands that I am speaking out against this situation as it pertains to the behavior exhibited in the past year and not him as a person. Up until recently, my experience the last 8 years has been that board members have operated with the understanding that even though they may be speaking to staff as concerned parents, they have always remembered and understood that they will likely be viewed as board members first and foremost. To ask an employee, "Do you know who I am?" is not acting cognizant of that. And as the son of teachers and coaches, it's insulting to suggest that the coaches misunderstood the context in which "do you know who I am" was being used. The context was and is clear. It was a Valley View School Board member addressing the coaches employed by the school district to teach and coach our youth, not as a parent. The Valley View Council members have a right to go to work and not worry about being reprimanded by individuals not employed by the district, let alone school board members who literally have zero authority to unilaterally do anything to any employees. The staff and coaches who have been directly impacted by this entire situation, I offer my sincerest apologies. I also would like to apologize for the time that has elapsed since this whole ordeal came to light back in November. On multiple occasions, it was implied, possibly even spelled out, December 21st, we were told that a likely resignation was coming at the January 23rd board meeting. Not only do we all have a duty to the community and to the children, but we also have a duty to protect and defend all of you as well. To think that all of this mess likely could have been avoided with a simple apology and an acknowledgement of conduct unbecoming, and that hostile actions toward the Romeoville High School baseball coaching staff was and continues to be inappropriate is unfortunate. Again, on behalf of myself and my fellow board members, Mr. Venegas included, I apologize for this behavior and all that has transpired. I hope that you all can forgive us for our inaction. I will rebuke anyone who conducts themselves aggressively and with hostile intentions toward any of the staff here. As a district, we take swift action against bullying in all forms in our schools, and this is textbook bullying and has no place here in the Valley View School District. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else with comments?
Sorry, I will comment. As a former teacher, I would say that I would have requested removal. This is not something that we didn't attempt, just so you know. We were also told that probably a resignation was coming. That did not come. So the two combined, I think, caused that long time to pass. And we apologize to the teachers and the coaches for that. So that's my opinion.
Anyone else with comments? Member Campbell?
Yes, I agree with Debbie and with Board Member JT, is that we do ask for your forgiveness, as he stated in that we have waited so long to take this, but we were in depression, and we wanted to give everybody, Member Venegas, the rights and the understanding that we all, need grace, as our lawyers say sometimes. And so we do just ask for your forgiveness, and we will proceed on to know that everybody is valuable, the staff, the community, the members, and everybody else, and nobody has a right to intimidate, to bully anyone and anytime, no matter what position that they hold, because we're all precious in God's sight.
Mr. Zach?
Renee, on behalf of the board, myself, we'd like to apologize to you on how long it took us. If you think we didn't take this lightly or not, the days and talking about it, going back and forth, it was a long time. It was a big decision on all of our parts. Just as everybody said here, we were told that he was going to resign. It didn't happen. It was the cleanest way to do something and not embarrass anybody. We're not happy sitting up here and seeing how this is folded out. All our kids have graduated from here. We're sad about it. So on behalf, we're sorry that this happened, and maybe we get through this.
I would concur with, I'm sorry, Member Carey.
I guess there's probably not too much more I can say. I can echo everyone's sentiments up here, and it's been really tough. It's been embarrassing for us as a board. It's not something that we want to bring into the public light. We were hoping to take care of it where it didn't get, out in the public for everyone's benefit. And unfortunately, we got to this point, so I apologize as well.
I would concur with the comments made by my fellow board members. This is a regrettable situation. Removing a duly elected official is something that was discussed in the background at length. It is not something that is taken lightly, not only at this level, but at the level superseding this level. So it was, determination was made that this would be the avenue that we would have to take at this particular situation. That's pretty much what I have to say about it. But don't think for a second, and I want the staff to understand this, that from the moment this was brought to our attention and the situation arose, there haven't been a bunch of conversations behind the scenes going on with sympathy and not without deference. I mean, we've been very concerned about this to everybody involved. So that being said, the situation, the resolution has been affirmed, and I'd be happy to talk to you offline if you'd like to have a conversation.
I appreciate the board's comments tonight, but as I stated, and I just want to say one more time, a censure is not enough.
Thank you for
I
your
have a comment. Could I say a comment?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. So to the president of our union staff, thank you for supporting your staff. That's your job, that's your responsibility, and that's what I do as well with our administration staff and board. But I will tell you that once the investigation is complete, the union and this board will have an apology for me, because what is being said is a lie, a bad, broad lie. So I'll save it, and you'll just hear from my attorney again. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Moving down the agenda, where are we at? Office personnel report? No report. Freedom of information request will be filed with Mr. Blaney, who is in the back waving at me. Any announcements by the board? From my right.
We have one announcement. St. Andrew's Knights of Columbus. We have a St. Patrick's Day party, March 11th at Fat Ricky's, 5:30 to 10. Please
What
come.
was the date?
March 11th,
March 11th.
Saturday.
March 11th. Okay.
And March 10th is the Valley View Educational Enrichment Foundation dinner, annual dinner auction, and the theme this year is like a prom theme, so dig out those old dresses and tuxes, or find someone who has one you can borrow and enjoy it. Come support the foundation.
Does anybody know where I can get a sky blue tux? It was the 80s.
I went online to get a shirt that looks like a tux for mine, so, yeah.
Or the ruffly things that they don't make on tuxes anymore. I had the opportunity to go to the Romeoville High School Music Festival the other night, and I had not had the opportunity, I haven't been in the auditorium since we spent a considerable amount of money rehabbing it, and I was just amazed by how, well, not amazed by how good the music was, but how good the music was and how it sounded in that facility. And my shout out goes to the band instructors and all the performers and all those that were involved in that event. It was very well attended. It was very good. And I've said this many, many times, you don't have to go downtown to hear a symphony or see a play or what have you, because we have really good talent right here in our school district, and it's like $5 instead of 500. So anyway, again, shout out to all those involved for that. Any announcements by the administration? No announcements by the administration. Motion to adjourn would be in order otherwise.
So moved.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Have a good evening.